working out pretty nicely on the path I've been going down.
Modeling yourself after the worst president in modern times.
Have you watched CNN
Oh, here
lately?
we go.
Okay, no, I'm not going there.
So.
I'm just going by
get on
historians.
I was about to say, Obama sucks pretty bad.
About as bad as it gets.
Obama, I got to agree, I'm not even a Republican. I'm an independent. And Obama is like the worst president we've ever had. He does exactly dick. He is Woody in high school. That's what he is.
By the way, you guys, if you message me with any kind of like political comments on YouTube, I will immediately block you. So if you're looking to get blocked, go ahead. That's what I've been doing every time somebody wants to bring up that socialist faggot. I block you. So,
socialism isn't a bad thing.
Have you been watching CNN or Fox?
I don't like socialism. That's not how I roll.
I just don't like the fact Obama accomplishes exactly nothing and goes by every.
Let me just quickly throw this out there. Let me quickly throw this out there, and let me tell you the difference between socialism and democracy. All right, we had that huge stimulus thing, right? That like $800 billion bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now that was basically let's borrow some money from China and let's let the government decide how it's best used for us. Instead of doing that, they could have given us a 6 months across the board, no taxes. That way, the people of the United States decide how that money could best be spent for them. It would have cost the same amount of money for the government, except it actually would have done something like, I don't know, spur our economy on. It's ideas like that'll never even like clink in their heads because they think they're so much smarter than the average person. They just want to like look over your shoulder and be like, no, Tommy, you don't want to buy a new car. You want to donate your money to this. I can't.
You want to buy this banker a new car?
No, I don't even want to talk about politics. It infuriates me, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I'm kind of up.
Empire burns to the fucking ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm kind of up on politics. Like I understand what's going on, but I definitely don't. I try to keep myself as far away from it as possible. I mean, I know that obviously it affects everything I do, but I mean, it's just people are sad, man. People get frustrated when they pay attention to that shit all the time.
I remember there was these meth heads that were going to try to assassinate Obama, like before he got elected. Why did you guys have to get high? All right, you got to keep your minds clear when you're on a mission, guys.
Oh yeah, I heard. Weren't they?
You got to be John Malkovich, bitches.
Exactly. That's a perfect example. Why couldn't we have John Malkovich wanting to kill Obama? That should have been done. Malkovich is a fucking gangster, all right? You see that movie, with Clint Eastwood and everything? Like, he's got, 10 different disguises. He's got wigs and fake noses. He's got different accents. He's got a gun he made in his house. Like, it's great.
And before I get 15,000 fucking YouTube messages, it's In the Line of Fire. Clint Eastwood. Yeah. Look it up.
Yep. Great movie. It's on Netflix.
All right, I'll do my cool story of the week, bro.
Wait.
Fair enough.
So, Kyle,
Yep.
I'm looking at this thing. If they had given people tax-free for 6 months, it would have cost about $1.2 billion. And
they showed at $800
billion. No. It would have cost. The cost would have been almost identical to what the entire stimulus package ended up being. I remember there was
it's not
representative.
True,
it is though.
No, because a lot of money that went out in the stimulus package gets recollected, right? Like they bought investments, not always great investments, but they certainly weren't $0 return investments. So I might buy some bad loans. It's a huge collection of loans from a bank, and I'll pay you, let's say, $1 billion for it, and collect $600 million on it. Now that's not a good investment, but it's not the same as spending $1 billion. If we had just cut off taxes for 6 months, it would have cost $1.2 billion, and that's about where the story ends. We would have foregone that in collections. But you're looking at, the value of an investment. It's like saying, I bought $500 in stock. I could have, not spent that. Well, yeah, but you have $500 in stock afterwards. It's not that the money they spent on that wasn't completely tossed away. The way you're equating it.
Oh, I think it pretty much. Look where that money was spent. Like look where that stimulus money has went. It's went to when you break it down and look at, I think it was like $3 million was spent raking leaves in public forests. And as you break it down like piece by piece, so many millions of that money have just been like on some of the most retarded projects you can imagine. Like I can't even like there's like 10 different ones that I can like think of off the top of my head. One of them, they put like a marble bathroom in a fucking rest stop somewhere in Oklahoma that ended up costing like $85,000.
Yeah, so those are called make-work projects, and
Yes.
they're just a way to stimulate the economy, right? They could have done it almost by dropping the money from a helicopter with the same effect. Just
Exactly.
now there's some money in that local economy, and they're good to go. Some of the other projects, though, like upgrading the national electrical grid, doing lots of highway construction. There was a ton of highway construction done with that money. It's not the same as dropping money from a helicopter. You get something. It's an infrastructure investment. And if you would just cut taxes for 6 months, then you wouldn't have gotten the same sort of thing.
I think you get like a huge. We're still in a recession as is. I think if you take sales, income, property tax, all that away for 6 months, it opens everything up to such a huge degree. Everybody wants to spend money. They're like, all right, we need to buy a car. We got 6 months here with no fucking taxes. Let's buy a car. Let's buy a house. Let's buy property. And another thing that I would do is I would institute something that said if you buy one of these what are they called? There's a name for this.
So let me interrupt you. It's true that if there was no taxes at all, it would be a huge economic stimulus, right? People would take that money and they'd spend it at Walmart, at the Ford dealership, at wherever. But you're also proposing something that was a lot more expensive than the actual stimulus package, because again, you're comparing a complete loss of revenue to investments made. A lot of those things they bought, like the Trouble Asset Relief Program, the TARP program, they sort of took over assets from the bank that the bank didn't want to own anymore. And granted, the bank didn't want to own them for good reason, but it's not the same as completely tossing away the money.
That's the next thing I was going to say. They should take foreclosed homes, and they should institute something that says if you buy a foreclosed home that the bank is currently in possession of from the bank, you refurbish the home and sell it within 12 months. Then that sale you pay no taxes. That would turn the whole housing market completely around. You'd have so many people wanting to do that to get that tax-free money. There's a ton of things that could be done, but the things that are... I hate talking about politics. It makes me so angry. I hate him so much.
Let's move on to like a happier topic. How about,
Well, my topic ain't happy.
Well, let's move on. Yeah, I mean, I haven't said a word just because I'm not gonna start. So, I mean, I don't know what to say.
You need the man, son.
I imagine
but I don't want to.
Like Emperor Palpatine.
All right, I got another question. If you knew the date and time, this one's from Kenzie, baby, little shout out. If you knew the time and date of your death, would you tell anyone else, or would you just keep it to yourself?
Of my own death?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everybody'd know.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be the same way. I'd probably be like celebrating almost.
If somebody fucked with me, I'd be like, dude, I'm dying in 6 months and 3 days. You don't want to fuck with me.
Because I know I'm not dying in this confrontation.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't
is that true? Is that true? I mean,
I considered it a willingness to die when Kyle said it, but when Wing says it, there's another twist on it. It's I'll be fine.
Like invincible.
Yeah.
Wings like jumping off of like buildings and shit.
It's at that point where the guy shoots Wings in the stomach and cripples him for the next 6 months and 3 days.
I know.
Laid him in the hospital.
That had occurred to me too.
I just meant that I was going to come back in 6 months and 3 days and kill the guy.
I don't know. I think about the emotional state
go
of
down,
my family.
I'm dying in 6 months anyway. I'm more than happy to spend that in prison after dragging your body until your head comes off on the way to the police station.
Oh dear. By the way, Kenzie Baby, I'm not sure if she's trolling or if that actually is a girl. There was a thread on Huppet, and it was like somebody warned. This is a weird thread. Maybe Jericho made this thread. It was something about YouTube commentators having a drag queen contest, And